Hey, let's go ahead and do another love reading. That last one I put out, unless you got a third party situation, it's called the Not So Perfect Love Story. You can see it. Go back and watch it. It's pretty interesting. Oh, god dang. Okay, we got admire, boundaries, recognition, cherish. Okay, bottom of the deck. What do we got here? Guilt. Oof. Okay, don't let guilt get in the way of your happiness. Okay. Admire. It's time to think of everything that you admire in your partner. Have sensible boundaries. Having sensible boundaries is important. Recognition. The divine will help you recognize signs and miracles, and cherish your relationship. Okay. Sometimes we feel guilty for being happy. Sometimes we feel guilty for setting boundaries because we feel that if we set boundaries with somebody, then they might not come back. Great. That is the most awesome fucking thing that can happen for you is when you set healthy boundaries for yourself and somebody walks away from you, that is the best gift that you could give yourself. End of story. And maybe you need to recognize where your boundaries have been crossed. And I feel like because the right person is going to cherish you, they are not going to want to overstep your boundaries. If you say, hey, listen, like, this doesn't make me feel good, they're going to be like, wow, okay, I'm so sorry. I don't want to do that again. And then they're not going to do it again. You won't have to tell them 2 and 3 and 4 times not to do that. What do we got here? Chemistry, codependency, playfulness, free yourself, worth waiting for. What else do we got here, Spirit? What else do we have for the collective? What else do we have for the collective? You know, again, there's that codependency. And then we've got love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. The center of the reading is worth waiting for. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. What else do we got here, Spirit? What else do we got here? All right, we've got true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And what else do we got here? Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it can come to you now. And bottom of the deck, we've got retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Someone here, listen, don't feel guilty for retreating. Don't feel guilty for walking away, okay? Don't feel guilty for taking yourself out of a situation. You know, I feel like, for some of you, you did walk away from someone that you were very attracted to, but maybe there was like maybe someone here had some type of an addiction, whether that's a drug addiction, sex addiction, or it could be alcohol, it could be porn, it could be all kinds of stuff. And so they just kind of wanted to play the field. And I feel like for a lot of you, you walked away from this situation because we have 2 cards of walking away. And look at right underneath retreat, unrequited love. There's not enough chemistry or attraction to continue to keep this relationship going. Right under that, beneath that was let it go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. Listen, you had to walk away from this relationship, okay? Maybe someone here was very controlling or or just didn't want to be controlled. They didn't want to be in a relationship. And so you had no choice but to set a healthy boundary and say, listen, I need more out of my relationships. I don't want to play the field anymore. I don't want to be played with anymore. And there's nothing to feel guilty about when it comes to this. Don't feel guilty for walking away for your own peace of mind and to be loved, even if that means you love yourself more. And that's what this is saying. Love yourself first. Your respect makes you more romantically attractive. Okay? You know how sexy that is when somebody says, this just isn't working for me. I was in a relationship for the first time in 8.5 years. And those of you who have been following me for a while, I dated this guy for like a few months. And the guy, he wanted to play the field. He wanted to play the field. And, there was a side of me that was like, okay, and then I'm like, no, fuck this. I didn't go from being single all of these years to be in a relationship with somebody who does the exact same thing as everything that I have learned that I don't want in a relationship. And so I recognized my own power within myself and realized like, he's not competing against anyone else. He's competing against my freedom and my sanity, And so what did I do? I walked away. And so, because there was too many red flags that you just can't turn, red flags are not just shiny little things put there for you to look at and enjoy. They're put there for a reason, okay? For a reason. And it's so that you can end the cycle, so that the signs and synchronicities are teaching you something. So, what are you walking into? The romance of a lifetime, true love. Now, if that's only if you choose to do that, because it's saying very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it can come to you now. I feel like when we choose ourselves, it actually makes us more romantic or more attractive to the person who was trying to fuck us over, because they're like, whoa, wait, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to somebody stepping up for themselves. I'm not used to, somebody saying, well, I'm not going to do it, because they're used to, like this guy I was dating, he's used to people like pining after him and, allowing him to do that. And he's so like Rico Suave, right? Because they usually are. They got this Rico Suave that they think that they can just do that to anyone. And then they meet their match who's like not willing to put up with that shit. And then you find self-respect and you walk away and they're like, wait. What do you mean you're going to leave? And then they keep trying the same thing. And one day I sent him a text and then I blocked him and I told him, I said, your approach to relationships is weak, bro. I was like, dude, grow up, grow the fuck up. And I feel like that's what, you're being asked to do too, is to grow up, if you're wanting true love, then the center of the reading is saying like, listen, go out, work on yourself, free yourself from all this, anything in the past that has made you feel like you don't deserve anything better. Work on that, because that is so not the truth. Like the universe, I'm kind of sick of these fucking relationships, with this, Neptune in Pisces and Saturn in Pisces. Like next year, we're going to have the North Node in Pisces. And, Pisces is third party relationships. We have all these fucking men out here who are like, I don't know what I want. I just want to be single. I just want to play the field. I'm not ready for a relationship. I cannot fucking wait until we have Saturn and Neptune move into Aries. That's where we get our alpha males back. That's where we finally have these men who actually want to step up and be a man, where they know that they're a fucking man and they don't think that they can have babies, because Neptune is the dissolver of boundaries and Pisces is a fucking illusion. And I'm sorry, but the relationships for a really long time have been nothing but bullshit. They've been, based off of codependency, based off of deception, based off of men who don't know what the fuck they want anymore. I remember the days, back when, back when I was a kid and even when I was a teenager, where men knew, like, yes, I want this relationship. We didn't have social media tempting them. They didn't have yes, there was cheating, don't get me wrong, but most men knew what they wanted out of a relationship. And they were either going to fight for it or they were going to walk away from it. There wasn't going to be this in between, well, I just want to continue to play. Yeah, we had some of that, but it wasn't as normal as it is today. So it's really hard to find ourselves these partners who actually want to settle down, who actually want to fight for the relationship, who want to put in the work. Unfortunately, we have all these fuckers who just literally are, I don't know, because of what I've been through. And I'm like, oh my God. When is it time for us to like these women have, everybody, all these men are like, well, women have just become more masculine because we've been given no other choice. At the end of the day, we've been given no other choice except for to have to step into our masculine and do what we have to do in order for us to be able to survive. Where are the men at? Men, not little boys, not these little play toys that we've got running around who just want to play the fucking field and sleep with anything that'll spread their legs for them. Like, what happened to the men? We need our men back. And I cannot wait. Till the end of 2025 into 2026 and moving forward, because Neptune's going to be in Aries for a really long fucking time. And you better goddamn know you're freaking a man or a woman. It's insane anymore. And it does. It's so frustrating because I do these readings day in and day out. And you got so many men and women, don't get me wrong, because women are just as bad. But most of my followers are women. But there are fucking men out there and women who, you know, they play these games, which is sad because deep down inside, they may really truly have feelings for you, because I do see that. There is chemistry between the two of you. They just can't figure out what the fuck they want. So they just want to keep it lighthearted because that's what they're used to. And we're tired of that. I know every woman that I am doing readings for up until this point. I've been doing this shit now for almost 8 years as a business. And we're all tired. We're tired of men who cheat. We're tired of men who don't know what they want. We're tired of men who sit around and say, well, you know, I don't want anything serious. Then stay off the fucking dating sites. Stay off the dating sites. Because these women are really out here wanting something serious. They're wanting to settle down. And then you come in and you give them these, you know, false hopes that you're actually going to be there for them. But then you're not willing to make a sacrifice to be in a relationship with these women. Thank you, Spirit. That was confirmation. I don't know if you heard that, but my phone just went off. Like, quit playing with other people's feelings, because that's what I'm seeing here. So feminines, if you're on the fence about somebody who you're hoping that is going to come back and retrieve you, leave them. If they left you out in the dust and didn't recognize or cherish this relationship for what it really was, leave them. Don't even look back. Stop pining after something that just is no more. And maybe that's your problem, is you're so freaking codependent that you can't handle just being alone. So you settle for someone who treats you like shit, instead of putting yourself out there and recognizing that if you do the healing work, that there is somebody out there who is going to love you for you, who's also manifesting you. Because not all men are dirtbags, just like not all women are dirtbags. But where have we gotten in society? It's like the government has put their hands in relationships so much, especially with this whole feminism bullshit and separating the males from the females. Oh, I could do it myself. I don't need a man. But then when you really start talking to them, they're like, well, I actually really do want a man. Like, yeah, I can do everything on my own. That's why somebody's not competing against someone else. They're competing against my freedom. They're competing against my sanity. Because if you're going to come into my life and you're going to think that you can actually fucking turn me upside down, you got another thing coming, motherfucker. Because I will walk away quicker than shit. I got better things to do with my time, and I'm not going to fucking feel guilty for it. Because at the end of the day, they're guilty because they know what their intentions are when they get together with you, and you're thinking, oh my God, and they're showing, you know, their best colors, you know, they're all, you know, prim and proper to begin with. And then as you start getting serious, and then when you want to talk about the relationship, they're like, well, why do we need to put a title on it? Like, why do we need to call it anything? Can't we just enjoy ourselves? Really? Because every single one of us is looking for our best friend. We're looking for somebody that we're going to be able to walk through the ends of time with, or at least for some time with. But, you know, if you're on a dating site, unless it specifically says like friends with benefits, that's all I'm looking for, nothing serious. But if you put out there that you're looking for a long-term relationship, and then somebody really fucking awesome comes by, and then you want to play your old tricks, that's false advertisement. That's where I would sue. I would record them saying that, and then I would screenshot where they said they wanted long-term relationship because they're just wasting your fucking time. I'd send them a bill. You know, love yourself so fucking much that having somebody by your side is a bonus, but it's not a necessity. Work on your own, you know, empire, your own legacy. That way, if somebody comes into your life, no matter what, you always have something to fall back on. But it's time for you to, start working on, manifesting a true love scenario and not some fucking person who's been showing you red flag after red flag after red flag. And then you're still chasing after them. Enough is enough. Find somebody who's going to cherish this relationship. What do we got here? Yeah, wait. Don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. Don't rush into anything, okay? Just wait. Sit back, because again, that's what Spirit is saying. This is whoever you are being aligned to, but you got to get through all of this first. You have to clear your energy. You have to stop looking backwards and going, well, I really had a lot of chemistry with my ex, but then you tend to forget what they did and why you walked away in the first place. Spirit's saying, wait. This person's guilty. They overstepped their boundaries with you. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. Okay. So really important that you go with the flow. You don't go to places that you're being guided to go, that doesn't mean dress up every weekend and go out to the freaking bars to find all you're going to end up doing is finding yourself a fucking another lesson or an STD. No, just go out. How about this? Take the relationship off the table and go out and just live your life. And it's when you're not looking, that's when you end up finding somebody. But when you're out there constantly searching for someone to fill that void, that's where you end up making mistakes. Because at that point, you're willing to put up with something that is less than in order for you just to have someone there. And that's where you're guilty. Because you're so freaking desperate that you can't just allow nature to take its course. Does anybody not believe in fate or destiny anymore? Because I'm telling you, there really is that thing, and it does exist. And it's usually when you're not looking. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. But that's because you're not out there searching. Freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. Freedom. Okay? You have the freedom to get up and walk away at any point in time. You never, ever, ever have to stay in a relationship, and you should never feel guilty for choosing yourself. Love yourself first. Free yourself. This whole, you need to get back to this lighthearted energy. You need to get back to yourself. And when you get back to yourself, that's when the universe will end up sending you someone in. And it's literally when you're least expecting it. That's when your new best friend comes in. Not when you're out there on these dating websites, serial dating, or looking at every man like, is that my prospect? Is that my man? Probably not. I'm going to leave that here, you guys. Kind of seems like a runoff of the other one, but the other one was pretty bad. The other one, they were still in a relationship and they're still sleeping with somebody who's sleeping with someone else. And they needed to go through that breakup. But this one is, you need to get out. And maybe for some of you, you need to get out of the area that you're in so you can have more pickings. Yeah. Throw that fish back. Anyway, you guys, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you are interested in a personal reading, all my information's in the description box down below. I am harsh, but that's because I actually see something so good in each and every one of you. And I know that everybody has somebody who's going to make them happy. And all I see is a lot of people making themselves late, pining after somebody who's already treated them like shit. Fuck them. Choose you.